So in this video we're going to take a look at the first of our transform tools, and that's the select and move tool, and we can use this tool to move objects around in our scene. So I'm going to come over to my main panel here, my main menu, and I'm going to choose the select and move tool, and in the viewport I'm going to select the box. And as soon as I select the box, it's highlighted because I've selected it, but I can also now gain access to the move transform gizmo. This is this little marker which is positioned at the base of my box, which is at the pivot point of the box, and it indicates the X, Y and the Z axes. X is in red, Y is in green, and the Z axis is in blue. And as I hover my mouse over each of these axes, you can see that the stem of the axis turns yellow, and that indicates that I've now locked onto that axis, and I can move. If I click and move this axis marker, I can move the object, and I'm locked to that axis. If I come across to the X axis and click and drag, I can now move this object in the X axis only, or indeed if I click on the Z axis, I can move this up and down and move it in the Z axis only. I'm just going to undo, going to come up to the undo command here, just undo that so that it's back on the plane level. Now if I come over to this particular box, and you can see here that this gizmo has these right angle markers in the origin of the axis. Now I can click on the area between the X and the Y axis, and it highlights both axes. I can click and drag this now, and I can move this in both X and Y axis simultaneously, or I can choose the area between the Z and Y axis and move that simultaneously. Again, if I just undo that, I'm going to show all four viewports because I want you to see, as I do this in the perspective view, how this affects the movement of the object in the other viewports. You can see here that this is moving in the Y axis and in the Z axis in the other viewports. Again, if I just undo that and just choose the area between the X and Y, we can see it moving clearly in the other viewports, and I'm affecting the X and the Y axis movement, so I'm locking on to both of those axes. So again, just careful positioning of your cursor, your mouse over the axis gizmo will allow you to be fairly precise with the movement of your object.